Good afternoon, everyone. Today we have a very special visitor at Glenville Public School. Her name is Sammi Townsend, and she is a wool farmer. Sammi is one of the young farming champions and is here to talk to us as part of our Archibald Prize. Welcome, Sammi.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Sammi, we have been studying wool and farming in preparation for our Archibald Prize, but we still have some questions that we were hoping you would be able to answer for us.
No problem, I'll try my best.
Who would like to ask Sammi a question?
Daniel?
Why do sheep farm?
Why does sheep farm? Well, just like you and I, sheep talk. And if you think about it, if you have a little lamb in a massive flock, they're going to have to try and find their mother somehow. So they identify mum through their bar.
Hey, how much wool is wasted each year?
Well, as a matter of fact, no wool is wasted. All wool is used for something. Even if it's the dirty bits that I was talking about, that's still used and sold. It's just not used for things like clothes, things that humans would use. Sophie?
How many sheep do you have on your farm?
On my farm, well, we did have lots of sheep, but because Dad, he works night shift as well, and that's quite labour intensive having a farm and sheep, we've only got about 50 now. So we did have lots. Yes?
What happens to the wool from your farm? Is any exported? If so, how much?
From my farm, it is sold to a wool broker in Cowra, and then I'm not sure if our wool is exported specifically. We don't really find that out, but I know that a lot of our wool, something like 70% or something of our wool is exported, and a lot of it goes to China.
Please.
What is the leftover wool?
The leftover wool, well, as I said, it's...
Yeah, there's not a reverse of that one already.
That's right.
That's right. Please, Amy.
How much money do you get?
Please. The wool is sold on a per kilo basis, and depending on the quality of it, so if it's really fine wool, you can get a fair bit of money. But crossbred wool is which we mainly sell. We get $6 to $7 per kilo. And so if you think about it, if a fleece is 6 or 7 kilos, then yeah, $37.
Okay, please, Tia.
What can we do to support Australian farmers?
You can support Australian farmers in a number of ways. Even just going to the grocery shop, you know, you're buying our product. Or if you go buy woolen clothes, once again, you're buying our product. The best thing you guys can do is maybe understand what we do on our farm. So understand how we grow our wool and how it gets to you guys. That's the best way, I think. And sharing that story with everyone else. That's the best way to support Australian farmers, I think.
Ross.
What are the benefits of using technology on the farm?
Well, as technology it's come a long way. We used to shear with scissors and things. And so as technology has improved, we've become more efficient and we can do things a lot quicker. And so instead of taking 5 or 10 minutes to shear one single sheep, we can do it in less than 3 minutes now. So you're doing things a lot quicker and more efficiently on the farm.
Do you name your sheep? If not, how do you tell them apart?
Well, we name our pet sheep, but for the majority of the flock, they get a special ear tag, and I actually have some back in the room to show you. That goes into their left ear, and it's called an NLIS tag. And that's got special numbers on it, and when the sheep is sold, they scan the tag, and they can tell you where the sheep's come from, when it was born, and different things like that. And so that's what we use to identify our sheep on the property.
Why did you choose this career?
Well, I grew up on a farm, and farming is basically, you know, what I've known, but it's also something, you know, you can get outside or inside, you can be in the city or in the country and still involved in farming somehow, and so that's basically why I chose it, you know. It's so diverse, and it's something that you can take with you every day.
Maria?
How big is your farm?
The farm that I did live on was about 500 acres. The farm I live on now is only a 10-acre block, so call a hobby farm. We're not commercial anymore. So.
Why use Sean when it's cold and before landing?
Use a Sean when it's cold because that's just
Something about the place something.
yeah. When you I'll answer the lambing one first.
Yeah.
When sheep lamb, you don't want to be handling ewes while they've got the baby lamb. So to bring a ewe in and have her shorn is kind of stressful for her because she can easily get separated from her lamb. And so you shear and you vaccinate and drench before shearing. So then she's right with the lamb. She can be with the lamb out in the paddock for a few months. Very easily.
Time? How many lambs do ewes have?
Lambs, ewes can have up to three or four lambs, depending on how well they're fed prior to that. It's best to have one or two lambs per ewe because if you think about a mother, she'd struggle to feed 3 children at the same time. They're all the same age, so it'd be a lot of hard work, wouldn't it? And so sheep are no different. You only want them to have 1 or 2 lambs so she can provide enough milk for them to grow.
Ruben?
How will regional towns be affected if changes to farming practices occur?
Changes to farming practices. Well, changes are happening all the time, so you kind of evolve and adapt with it. But in terms of things like technology and incorporating that into farming practices, we're becoming more efficient, and so that means there's almost less jobs for people to do because we're doing things a lot quicker, and we're using technology and certain machines and things like that that people don't need to operate. They basically operate themselves.
Tiana?
What do you enjoy most about wool farming?
I enjoy most lambing time. That's the best time. But just producing something that has a lamb and watching it grow up, and being responsible for it and its well-being, that's really, really good thing to watch. And knowing that you're producing wool and providing clothes and all different things for people, that's really comforting.
What chores do you have to do each day?
Well, it sort of varies. I'm at uni at the moment, but when I was on the farm, you'd have to get up and we'd keep the horses in the stable, so let them out. But the sheep aren't as labour intensive because they're out in the paddock, but there's different times of the year where you have to do certain things. And so at lambing, for example, once the lambs are about 6 weeks old, you have to bring them in, give them a vaccination, dock their tail, give them tags so you can identify them, and different things like that. And shearing is no different. You shear at certain times of the year. You go bring the ewes in and drench them and things like that. Sort of just depends. Jess?
What are some of the problems that are associated with using technology?
We sort of answered that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's my
Brody?
What impact does climate change have on your farm?
Well, I'll take droughts for example. Droughts becoming more and more common, they're more frequent now. And so what farmers have to do, they have to sort of prepare for this. And so, for example, on our farm, we conserve fodder, which is food, in preparation for drought. So we've got a hay shed and silos that we keep on farm. So in the case of drought, we can feed, supplementary feed our ewes so that they have enough feed to get through the drought. So things like that. You're taking more consideration into preparing for things like that than you would before.
What are some of the challenges that farmers are faced with?
Farmers are faced with many challenges. They're a bit of jack of all trades. Certain challenges can include lack of food because you need food to make sure that animals become pregnant, so you have enough animals to replace in your flock. Another challenge would be the market. It's pretty unpredictable, the price, and so you've kind of got to take that into consideration at shearing time and things like that beforehand. So if you can get something which is called a forward contract, that means you've got a price locked in before you even have the wool grown. And so with a forward contract, you can ensure that you have a certain price that's good at the time. So if the market crashes when you do harvest your wool, then you'll still be okay.
Arabella, did you have that?
What do sheep eat and how often?
Sheep eat all day. They're pretty hungry animals. They eat, well, in a pasture, you don't only have grass, but you have what's called a legume as well, and they're more nutritious than the grass, and the sheep prefer to eat them as well. But sheep can also eat, depending on the time of year. So if you're about to join them to have a lamb, you'll feed them something that's more nutritious because they're about to support a baby. And so, but if you've got a ewe that's not pregnant, she won't need as much food. So you can just put her into a grass paddock and she'll be okay. She'll maintain her body weight.
Then, how are the challenges that farmers are faced with today different to those 20 years ago?
That's a really good question. Today, farmers they're dealing with globalization, so we're becoming more in contact with everyone else in the world, and so we're competing with everyone else in the market. 20 years ago, that wasn't that long ago.
It was before you were born.
Yeah, only just 20 years ago.
Let's just wait for 1 year, then ask him.
Yeah, no, 20 years.
Say the
1990s. Yeah. Well, the wool market, it wasn't that great then, so it's sort of picked up now, but challenged.
Maybe even if we gave you that question, you might
Yeah,
be able to email us. And
I'd be happy to, yeah.
yeah.
Off the top of my head, I can't.
Why is sustainability so important?
Sustainability is very important. If you're not sustainable, then 20 years down the track, for example, you're not going to last. We won't be able to give you wool to put into garments and clothes like that. So it's important to consider the environment and things like that, because if an ecosystem isn't sustaining itself, then it's going to crash out, and you won't be able to get grass or legumes or anything growing to feed your animals, and you won't make any money. So it's important to give back to the environment, but also take what you need.
So, last one.
What difference can you make to your or Australia's environment?
That's an easy one. Do you guys have tree planting days or anything
Have a
like
green
that?
team that tree plants.
Yeah. And so basically, if you're giving back to the environment, she'll give back to you. So tree planting days, just picking up your rubbish, recycling, things like that. They're really good ways of sort of considering the environment.
Well, thank you, Sammi, for taking the time out to come and visit our school and share with us your love of wool.
No problem. I hope I answered some of your questions. I'll get back to you if you have any more questions. Feel free to ask.
Also,